So recently, reading the Hacker News, I was reminded about the good old days of the internet, the dial-up modem days, going to an adult site and ending up with a great slew of pop-ups in the background when you try and close out of it. And no, we better not get too much on the reminders here with the dial-up modem. No. Much happier with a nice, silent, broadband internet. Yes, silence. Anyway, we have cryptocurrency mining scripts now run even after you close your browser. So this was something that the browsers were able to defend against those slew of pop-up sites, that you were able to say no to having certain windows open. And then the adverts got better, you'd have the pop-unders, you still end up with some occasional pop-up ads appear, but actually the browsers did get better at defending against it. So what's happened again now? That this thing is happening again with pop-ups. Or more precisely, hidden pop-ups. So some websites have found a simple yet effective technique to keep their cryptocurrency mining JavaScripts silently running in the background even after you close your web browser. Due to the recent surge in cryptocurrency prices, hackers and even legitimate website administrators are increasingly using JavaScript-based cryptocurrency miners to monetizing by levying the CPU power of the visitor's PC to mine Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And they remind us about how the Pirate Bay were, I suppose, one of the first big sites to be caught, secretly using CoinHive. Mining Bitcoins via the CPU is a complete and utter waste of time, quite frankly. The cost of running the CPU is less than you're going to get back in Bitcoin. So how can you make that profitable? Use someone else's computer. And that's exactly what this is. And I suppose for a legitimate way of mining Bitcoins while visiting a website is perfectly reasonable, I think, as long as they're not going to go too mad on CPU usage, like absolutely no more than 50%, and if the CPU is already running at over 50%, then tough luck, you don't get your mining script. Don't go running it to 90, 100% usage, because especially if you're on laptops or mobiles, that's just going to drain your battery. So as an alternative to pop-up ads, it's a fair and reasonable thing, I think. Nothing against it. However, this underhanded usage of what is actually they're hiding the window of the browser, so you're going to continue generating Bitcoin very inefficiently, and you're not going to get anything back from it. So what is happening is the website is generating a pop-under window, which is hiding a browser window behind the time. I'm just going to peer around to my microphone slightly, but yes, we have a a pop-under window appearing behind the taskbar. And that's assuming you have a traditional style desktop with the start bar at the bottom of the screen, which fails for me because it is not. It's at the top of the screen. I actually even have my Windows desktop at work set up in a similar way, although I don't have that little panel in the top right-hand side, but I do have the taskbar on the left-hand side. So that, it's going to be quite blatantly obvious for me. Although being a pop-under window, then you would not see it under your browser, would you? Okay. So yeah, it's a bit of a crafty technique, this. I've got absolutely no respect for a site doing that, and quite frankly, I will find a way to block you. A site did that. So this type of pop-under is designed to bypass ad blockers. It's a lot harder to identify because of how cleverly it hides itself. Closing the browser by the close button is no longer sufficient. Well, you still tell the browser is running because, okay, it's not the same as Windows desktop, but you do get some sort of indicator that a program is open. So you might see it. Okay, it's not obvious, but you might see it. To keep itself unidentified, the code running in the hidden browser always takes care of the maximum CPU usage and maintains a threshold at a medium level. At least it can fake them for something, I suppose. So this technique works in the latest version of Google Chrome and works in the most recent versions of Windows 7 and Windows 10. So I was reading about a browser extension that they linked to NoCoin and took a look at it and thought, yeah, seems reasonable. And then I thought, hang on, you've got a list of sites that you provide. So if I look at the source code and go to the blacklist.txt, we have a list of known coin mining sites. Well, the network-wide ad blocker I run, NoTrack, has the ability to use such things. And yes, I had to add a few lines of code to make it read this type of file. And I did. So in the config now, you will find under the select block lists, under multi-purpose, no coin. I've been able to utilise near enough all the block list. For some reason I can't add a couple of the sites, but it's something I may work out. I don't know, I'm a bit puzzled because the regex I've written should just work. Okay, it's not all of them because there are some repeated ones as well. But anyway, I have been able to utilise their block list and have added them in. Now I suppose on the other hand that does flat out block any sites that are legitimately using it because they will no longer have access to the coin mining website. Okay, but if you find one you particularly like, you can whitelist it. Hang on, let me just go back to that. Since I'm talking about whitelists, you could use a custom whitelist and unblock a particular domain. It's not a problem. So yeah, select block list, no coin. These are the websites which I've been able to pass into NoTrack. Cool. Yeah, well, one of the ones that has puzzled me is that. Don't know why. Because it has all the relevant characters that are in a regex statement. I mean, coin have, is that in the list? Yes, it is. Coin have is in the list. So, don't know. But that's, look, it's got most of them in there. And you don't have to mess around adding a feature to a browser. Anyway, that was the news about certain websites being a bit crafty about crypto coin mining. Thanks for watching, and see you all later.